recap of what happened. How long ago was that? Now, probably like 3 weeks ago. Now.
I think
Uh,
we've been off for 3 weeks, so it would have been a month ago.
yes, because the last time we played was the 16th. Because
And
I uploaded the video on Monday the 23rd. So that's why. Okay. But anyways, a month ago, you guys were in a sub volcano that was being used for power by the uh, city of Kinjos. And you were in combat against several Dark Tyrannomon X antibodies and a Metal Greymon X antibody. Uh, Character-wise, your guys wouldn't know that what they are, but they did sure look different and weird. Um, Fighting ensued. You basically knocked out, or actually no, you knocked out all of the Dark Tyrannomon. Uh, right before coming in through the top of the volcano was a Mega Digimon, by the sound of how Tyrannomon described uh, the uh, the Digimon to be. And you guys decided to say, no, screw that, we're leaving, and just left. Um,
I mean, yeah, there's not a lot we could have done about it, realistically.
and The Metal Greymon decided, screw this, I'm bringing this volcano down on everybody. Had left all of his allies for dead. Uh, Not probably a smart thing, because you may have not noticed him getting immediately attacked by said Mega Digimon as you guys were running away from the volcano that was erupting. Uh, but now, in the present, you guys are currently returning back to the city. I will remind you that the reason you went to the volcano was to figure out why the magma flow and like the heat absorption stuff that they have to power all the
Yep,
stuff
and
in the
we
city.
figured that out. We found all the damage. We located the likely culprit, who is probably got fucking exploded.
I will remind you that it looked like the pipes themselves, one of you, I can't remember who did it, got it,
It looks like they've been melted, right?
melted. Yeah, and
Yeah.
from fighting those guys, actually, I will allow all of you to roll me a knowledge check. In fact, or a computer check if it's better, but probably not. Please let me know which one you are doing.
uh,
Kaz, you
I'll
specifically have
do.
to roll me a knowledge check. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll
Not
roll a
not
computer check.
not that it matters, because I'm pretty sure it's the same either way from you.
I'll do computer, I guess. Oh, hey, 9. That's good.
Excellent. Um.
That's I rolled
Yes.
dice technically.
Uh. Uh. In Blintmon and Tyrannomon, uh, Blintmon, while fighting the Dark Tyrannomon and the Metal Greymon, you don't think it is possible uh, for those types of Digimon to melt. What has been used for, or you can assume is used for, like magma level temperatures and stuff, so extremely hot temperatures. Uh, Tyrannomon, the best thing I can give for you is just from what you've heard from myths about that Digimon, that it's entirely possible that that thing came into that thing previously before those rebels came in there and melted all the pipes and stuff inside of it.
Yeah, that was my assumption.
Some hot Digimon, damn.
Uh, but yeah, you return back through the cave that you originally came from, going up the mountain, through the tube that connects to the city, and you are back in the city on the third floor down. Because as you remember, if you've forgotten, this city is
Yeah,
like
we had to go way down. bottom.
It's Midgard, but more tiers.
Sure.
Is the best way I can describe that. Although I don't think Kaz would know. Well, maybe. So
Yeah, they
final.
had a stage in Super Smash Bros.
Right, that is
Okay.
correct. I forgot. It's been so long since I played that. Uh, but yeah, so you come back in, and what do you want to do?
I mean, as I recall, there were guards that were relatively close to
Uh,
where we.
to coming to onto the third floor. There's no guards in your immediate vicinity. You can go up stairs to where the guards were
Yeah.
guarding the gate, because as instead of it being bigger as you go up, it's actually smaller when you, or it's not smaller when you go up. It's actually inverted where it's smaller you go down. So you can't go down another floor because you guys are too big to be able to go
Yep.
down to the next floor.
Yeah. But if we go back up, there were some guys who were guarding a gate, right?
Yes, there
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, I was thinking like they're the guys that we can get to the most easily, so we can start by talking to them if nothing else.
Uh, okay. So climbing
Yeah.
up the stairs. Now I see the issue problem I made here. Sorry, my recording. I gotta switch my GM and my player one. Because I have to fix that real quick because I don't have any of my notes on the player one. You go up the floor, and guarding the gate, I believe it's been a while. Give me a second. Will be, where is the volcano? Uh, right. It would be a Tyrannomon, and I believe it was also, no, it was a Triceramon and a Metal Tyrannomon. Uh, the Metal Tyrannomon again doesn't really give you the time of day, and the Triceramon looks to you and says, "Oh, you're back."
Yes, we are. We did figure out what happened. And we dealt with some Digimon that were causing a problem. However, the problem was not one that we were able to fix. Someone else will have to go there to repair it. And I didn't get to see it. One of my companions will have to describe it. But a very large, very angry, very on fire Mega showed up and didn't take kindly to the Digimon that we were attempting to drive off either. And we had to leave before it, burnt us all to cinders.
Uh, as you start describing those things to him, he thinks for a second. He's just like, "Huh,
But the main
okay."
problem is that the pipes were extremely melted, which is, we found a little bit odd for pipes that typically carry literal magma.
Uh, okay. And before he can finish, the Triceramon can finish saying that, the Metal Tyrannomon moves away from his position at the gate and turns around to the three of you. He says, and it says in a very robotic voice, uh, "Please follow me.
All right, can do.
This is not a request."
That was my assumption.
Okay, we'll follow him, I guess.
Uh, the
Yeah,
Triceramon looks up at him and just like looks to the rest of you and is like, he just kind of like, not, I can't help you here. You're on your own. And he just
Yep.
goes back to ignoring you. Or watching you guys walk away as the Metal Tyrannomon is going to take you up to the top floor, and he's going to take you uh, through the city, probably the fastest route to get to this place. And as you guys are walking, another metal Tyrannomon actually comes in from behind you and continues walking with you guys as well.
Fantastic. Love having an escort.
Yeah, everybody is giving you stares like you may have committed some sort of crime or something. But you are taken to not the center of this place where what's a very large forge is, where most of like basic stuff is done, just like maximize production and stuff like that. Um, but on like the closest to like direction, like over in let me just do this real quick, over in this part of the city, so like this part of the city closest to where the water is, you are brought to a gated area where there are two more metal Tyrannomon guarding the gates here. And then once they bring you, the three of you here, those two that were uh, escorting you here turn around and uh, go back to wherever they were doing. The metal Tyrannomon on the left and be like, please wait one moment while someone comes to collect you. Basically, the gates kind of open enough for you guys to walk through. I want to say that these gates are massive, bigger than the metal Tyrannomon himself, and the metal Tyrannomon are already bigger than you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, decent chance this is where the Olympus guy is at, so they tend to be pretty big.
Now,
Usually.
give me 1 second, because I hadn't planned for this specifically, but I think I want to see if I can find because a Digimon is going to come and help escort you. And the question is, what do I want that Digimon to be? Probably, actually, probably would make sense considering what is going on here. Let me just see if there's a better. Is there a? Not. Actually, you know what? I think. No, I think that makes. Does it though? Yeah, I think that's the better. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. A blue Marimon actually comes to the gate where you guys, after it closes behind you, and he does like a bow towards all of you and says, "Please follow me."
Can do.
And I don't have a map for this because I kind of had a goal when I set out to do this, to try to do not as many as, just try to keep the maps to like battle things and not specific things. But he brings you inside of the building that is in this giant area of the city. Opens the doors enough because I think even though he's a Marimon, I think he would still technically be the same, a medium sized.
Yes, it should be.
I know it's possible for the Marimon to be large sized if there's enough fire around, but
Yeah, but Marimon are typically medium sized.
yes,
And blue Marimon are the same size as regular Marimon in most depictions.
He brings all of you into this building, and this building, like most of the other buildings, is completely made of different types of metal. There's
Oh, sorry, something else.
There's no like wood or anything in this place. because otherwise, it probably would burn down. Uh,
Yeah, I would tend to think so.
uh, and he takes you uh, through winding paths where at this point you probably couldn't figure out a way to get back to the entrance of the building.
Yeah,
But
makes sense.
you actually all of you can give me a decipher and decipher intent. Not really quite. Survival. Duh.
Okay.
Oh, that's better. 18.
Oh,
So 10, 18, and
7.
9.
Oh, yeah, 9.
Actually,
I
I'll
got
make it.
plus
I'll
3.
make it 10 because you're technically still in your
Oh,
thing.
then
So
nature
so
walk.
law by this point, you're also your fire walking is going to be kicking in
Oh, cool.
first off. Because by the time you leave, it'll have already kicked in anyways. So, the Blintmon and Tyrannomon, you have no idea where you're going. Uh, Sataramon, you don't think you could find your way back. However, you do notice that you are going down a lot.
Okay.
Um,
Fair enough. Going closer to the heart of the volcano kind of thing.
uh, and you reach a relatively large door, about the same size as the gates that you came into, and the door at the start of this mansion, I guess. Uh, Factory, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And the door once again slides open a little bit, and you're all seeing something that actually before the doors open, the Blue Marimon will actually turn to you and say, "What the three of you are about to see does not leave this abode. Is that understood?"
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, understood.
And he will
Sort of
turn
what I
around.
figured would be a stipulation anyway. It
He
has been for most of the times that we've had meetings like this,
uh,
at least.
he he turns around, opens the door enough so that all of you can walk through. And as he opens the door, you see Apollomon, which I believe is the right one I have for this. Nope, sorry. Is it? No. Yes, Apollomon. Yes, that is correct. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
except he's
No.
not.
Yes. No. Yes.
Yes, it is
No.
Apollomon. Uh,
Yes.
uh, except he's not sitting in like a chair or anything. In fact, he is kind of encapsulated in a similar material as to what the city is encapsulated in.
Like hardened, like magma rock, or what do you mean?
Like the weird glass dome that's around the city.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Is
with
he? I mean,
with
within that, is he? Fine? Does it look like?
it's let me just explain some things, and I'll let you roll a check. Um, the enclosure that he is currently in is has pipes all around in it, and I will actually let all of you roll either if you want to know what his well-being is from where you are. It would be I think yeah, computer is the best thing for that. If you don't, if you want to know what that contraption is, it would be a survive or not survival knowledge
I want to
check.
know how he's doing. 11.
Okay.
I'll roll a computer. I seem to like doing tens
All right.
today.
So 11, 10, and 10. Okay.
Yeah, we are not rolling well today. I
Uh,
guess we're in late stage evolution to sickness or something. Like,
yeah,
fucking hell.
you're like that Nightmon you fought in the, that Blintmon fought in the arena.
Yeah, just on the opposite end of it. It's instead of being unused to it after evolving, we're unused to it beforehand somehow.
Uh, so what do you law? As far as you can tell, he doesn't. He's not awake, but it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with him. Question mark. And he's big. He's huge sized. No, you're large. Above huge.
Yeah, gargantuan or
Yeah,
whatever.
he's gargantuan sized. So he's in a very, very big capsule. Um,
Yeah.
Kaz, what did you do? Computer knowledge.
Oh, I did knowledge.
Okay. Then Shadow and Kaz. The only thing Blitmon and Tyrannomon can really tell about this capsule is that the only thing that's really you could see is that his flames are going. Or actually, Kaz, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a bonus because you've probably seen him before, uh, which will be enough to know that the flames like on like because he's got like a if you don't since I'm pretty sure I don't know if you know what Apollo Mon looks like, Kaz.
No,
No,
no, I don't.
do I have a token of him? I don't think I do. But he's a very large humanoid beast-looking creature that's like red, and he's got like a giant like fire mane. Uh,
Okay,
and that fire mane is about at half of what it used to be.
I just dropped it into the chat there.
okay,
Yes. Um, I'm actually gonna
okay.
copy that. I'm just gonna put it into the roll 20.
Lots of fire.
Oh, it failed. It failed. Great. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, I've never really been able to get images to work great on like Roll20's chat. I've had them go through properly a couple times ever.
That didn't work. Anyways, he's not. Uh, he might not be doing too great there, Kaz.
Oh, okay.
But you're not exactly sure. It's the first time you've seen him in this capsule like this, let alone hardly ever seeing him like and not being around because he normally doesn't really come out of his giant mansion that he has. Um, but
Okay.
yeah, that's really all of you guys can tell. Uh, the Blue Marimon gets you guys to walk a bit closer and then stops you a little bit. And then you can see that there's a few other Digimon around here. For lack of better Digimon to put in there, they're the nerd squad. Let's just say, basically, a nerd slash medical squad, I guess, should be more appropriate. Some are managing, obviously, the contraption itself, while others are probably just keeping checks on his whatever Digimon would have for vitals, if that makes sense. Uh,
Right.
um, and the Blue Marimon goes up to one of the Digimon, um, and a bunch of them crowd around him, and he will come back over to you and say, "The Metal Tyrannomon have given us a report of what you came across. Um, we've also had, obviously, we know that you guys have dealt very, very specifically with some of the Olympus members already, more than your average member of the brigade would. So,
Yeah, I think that's safe to say.
uh, Apollomon would like to hear what you came across himself, although he will not have long. He will turn to you. If obviously, since if you haven't noticed, there have been problems with the forges around the city. That is because the volcano we are currently in has, well, at this point, it's turned into a mountain rather than a volcano,
That's not great.
which is why we've had started trying to gather the heat and magma from nearby volcanoes. We have several, but it's still not enough. I think he looks at us that we had three at least that are still going on, or well, we did before your escapade to the one of them had things happen to it.
I mean, it already wasn't working. That's why we were sent to go look at it.
And we might not be able to get it working again. That being
To be
said,
fair,
he
that had
turns,
nothing to do with us. Pretty sure
uh,
that thing was going to show up regardless of whether we went there. It seemed like bad timing to me.
which is why Apollomon wishes to talk to the three of you for a little bit. We are just sending out word throughout the rest of the city that the forges are going to be dim for a little bit while we, and he does in quotes, do maintenance.
Fair enough.
The contraption that Apollomon is in siphons off his natural energy and heat, which allows him to keep the forges and whatnot at a steady pace, although not as much as we would like. And if we let him do any more than he already has, there's a chance that he might extinguishing himself.
Okay, so if now you know for sure you're not going to have backup heat sources for a bit and you're going to have to shut things down anyway, does that mean that he can just be out of this for a while to like recover and maybe look for a different solution? Because
That
like I mean, it doesn't sound like this is very sustainable to me. This kind of sounds like a golden throne situation, which is, not great.
he turns back around to you. All the other Digimon are frantically running around, clicking several buttons on like computers and stuff like that. It's like, and he turns to you. He's like, "That is what we've been trying to do while he's been in this state." Um, Unfortunately, our the way we've done our city has caused problems, as you can see. But we would have been fine if not for this Digimon that you mentioned showed up. That I think only Apollomon himself has seen before.
Ah, that okay, that makes some amount of sense then, I see.
Uh, he then turns around and uh, the entire area around you is lit up by like lights and stuff and everything goes dark, except for obviously, first of all, Digimon that are on fire, Bloomeramon, uh, as well as Apollomon himself. Um, there are several hissing sounds as stuff on the contraption is being dislodged, removed, and then as it slowly opens up, um, and Apollomon, as it's opening up, awakes and steps out of uh, the contraption. His mane suddenly goes from only being half to completely full again. And a rather large chair carried by several Digimon is brought into the room and set down, which he then sits in.
Alright.
Um, he then gestures to Blue Marimon, who then basically clears the entire room out except for Blue Marimon himself and the three of you. And nah, there wouldn't be one. There wouldn't be one in here. Yeah, so just him, Blue Marimon, and then the three of you. And he sits down in the chair and looks down to the three of you, and he's like, "Give me one moment."
Of course.
Okay.
He breathes in, and then breathes out, and then a bunch of sconces that are all on the walls all suddenly light on fire as he breathes out, so that now the whole room is lit up again.
Someone's got a flair for the dramatic.
Well, all the lighting in the room was technological before.
Right. No, I'm just saying, yeah, like, the power's all off, so I'll magically light all of the candles. Like, I see you.
Uh-huh. Says now, I heard that the three of you came across a Digimon while trying to assist with our power problem.
Yes, indeed. We were trying to see what was going on with one of the nearby volcanoes, and we're fighting some Dark Tyrannomon and I think it was a Metal Greymon, something like that. And we're dealing with them, and then a very large, I think they said it was a fiery bird again. I didn't see it. They can detail it to you, but came in through the Metal Greymon around like it was a rag doll and made it very clear that we weren't going to be accomplishing much other than getting ourselves killed if we stuck around.
Uh, I would very much like to know more about the details of this Digimon. Looking to the other two because you haven't seen it.
It was a big metallic phoenix, if I remember right.
Black.
Yes.
I see.
It was a big thing with feathers or fire wings.
He looks down to Blue Marimon, looks to the three of you, stands up from his throne, and behind him is a looks to be like a metal wall by all intents and purposes. And he's going to kind of take his chair, move it out of the way himself, and put his hand then on the wall, and kind of like pushes it, and the by a little bit of effort because he is a little drained right now from
Understandably, yeah.
for powering most of the city right now, and it's the entire back portion behind him kind of like entirely turns around, and there is a stone, kind of looks like it's been carved from obsidian, because it's the only thing I could think of that would be able to withstand heat.
Well, I mean, the other igneous rocks, like granite, would be a good one. Granite is very frequently carved into things, and that's a volcanic rock.
Regardless, on this giant slab, there's two carved figures. Both of you can, or all of you rather, both of you, because there's two of the things on the mural. I guess it would make more sense to be Can roll me knowledge. All of you can roll me knowledge checks.
Okay.
15.
10 again.
10, 15, 10. Kaz actually beats you by 1, but only because he's from this area. But both Santaramon and Kaz can clearly see. Sorry, Blipmon. uh, can clearly see that the figure on the left side of the mural. Also, I think I'm coming through your thing every time I'm speaking.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
They're done, but that should help.
the figure on the left is clearly Apollomon, and then the figure on the right is clearly that other Digimon that you guys saw, or heard about in some cases. So, you see on this mural, they're not really fighting, but
Are
underneath.
they embraced that like passionate lovers?
No.
Oh, okay. That was my other guess.
Underneath the two of them, like at like their feet on the mural, looks like to be like there's several volcanoes erupting. He then
Their love was like the flames of a volcano.
are you done? um so he turns to the three of you and says, the Digimon in question that you came across was a Digimon known as, and I'm going to get this wrong, let me just make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, is called Volcanic Dramon. A Digimon that's not quite as old as us Olympus, but close enough. We came across him, when we first arrived on this side of the Olympia, even though it wasn't called that at the time. Wherein
So was this originally its territory then?
not exactly. Its territory actually lies on the island that none of you are allowed to go to.
Okay.
Um,
Then why is it here? Because that
if
seems
I
to
had
indicate not some great stuff to me.
if I had to guess, it's probably trying to expand its territory.
But also, that island is where all of the X program stuff is sealed away, right? So what if it brought some of that here with it?
It wasn't originally there to begin with. That island was originally its home, where its entire it stayed and it lived on that island. I can't
Yeah,
tell
okay,
you
does
much
it still
more.
live there, I guess, is what I was wondering. Because like, if it came here from over there, and that's where the guy who's sealing away all of the X stuff is, like, I'm wondering if that's why, like, if that's related to why that stuff is starting to show up on Digimon here on the main island.
Without getting permission from Jupitermon, I can only tell you so much.
Fair enough. Sorry, this is somewhat just me speculating.
But I'll tell you all I can, and please wait for me to finish as he looks down at you, being gigantic.
Sure.
He will say, we did not interact with him until, like you said, we had to seal stuff on that island. Uh, However, he was originally just a wild Digimon like any of the others that are around. Um, Terrifying, strong, uh, gave us a run for our money if we tried to fight it one-on-one. But of course, we are still stronger than him. Although with me powering the city, probably not so much anymore, right now at least. Um, when we first came to blows with Volcanic Dramon, we gave him something. Something that I'm sure you are already well aware of what's flowing through you, because Jupitermon had you had your little meeting with Jupitermon about it already. We gave him, yes. And in doing so, it actually made him smarter than a run-of-the-mill wild Digimon. Um, my guess is that when the rebels went into our, uh, well, not that we knew, he had taken over that volcano that you went into. He saw it as a threat and decided to get rid of all of you. So I will just say it's probably a good idea that you did not fight him.
Yeah, that was pretty apparent when it tossed an ultimate around like a rag doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit.
We will need to find another volcano. Also, that one's going to be erupting probably for a while. If it wasn't obvious, he helps facilitate their growth, and we can only use our technology when they're kind of slightly dormant and not completely active. Um, he just starts sighing and is like, I need to. Yes, I'm gonna have to do that. Okay. Um, if I may ask, you guys came to the city to do something, if I'm understanding correctly. But what for
I mean, without the
exactly?
just working, we won't be able to, so that's not really a big deal anymore.
What did you need forged?
Oh, we were gonna have some Digizoid refined.
Do you have it on you?
Uh, do we, or would we have left that at the forge?
Oh,
I mean, he couldn't do anything with it because it wouldn't be able to. It's not hot enough, right? So that'd be up to you if you left it with
Okay,
him or not.
fair enough. Okay, then yeah, then I assume it's in the cargo hold.
um, yes,
If
it is in the cargo hold.
all right, do you take them out? Is my
I will take them
question.
out the car. I'll take them out of my
Okay.
cargo hold.
Um, he is going to step forward, and as he gets closer, he does get a lot. It gets a lot warmer in the room as he steps closer towards you, and he's
Yeah,
going
that
to
makes sense.
pick up the metal with his hands and look at the both of them. Um, and he's gonna look at the two of them. He's like, one moment, and he's gonna crush them both in his hands.
I,
Hmm. Well, that is notably quicker than I think the process would have been with Tyrannomon.
And I need all of you to make an endurance check, please. As
Okay.
like with volcanic Dramon, it gets extremely hot in the room.
I didn't roll
If it's a fire or a heat related thing, I would get a bonus. So it'd be 15.
15. All right, what did everybody get?
I didn't roll a 10 for once.
15. 15. Kaz, you're
I
the
got
only one. Kaz, you're gonna take
10.
one. Just remember, you guys are gonna take. You guys are gonna be at still at one unalterable damage. You have to still rest through for a full day to get rid of that. Basically, you have to like drink a lot of water and be in a cool place for it to go away.
You need to hydrate, man.
Yeah, like extremely. Kaz, you now have a second one.
Oh.
Okay.
As the room gets incredibly hot, and the Blue Marimon doesn't even flinch, because why would he? However, doing this also kind of all the tech and stuff in this room kind of short circuits. Actually, I'm gonna make it.
Doesn't seem good.
I'm gonna make a check for him specifically to see if he can contain it better. I'm just gonna give him for this because of what he is. I'm gonna give him that. Wow, that's with 5d6. That's technically only a success. But in total, since this is technically a skill check, I guess, because he's not technically doing an attack, that's good enough for him to be able to contain it a little better, so not everything is destroyed. And they'll probably only need like light repairs for things. And then after a while, he kind of opens his hand slightly as like red hot slag falls to the ground. And then it's like very minimal, like probably only like, I don't know, a fourth of what the original size of the metal originally was. And he places down in front of you two refined pieces of Digimetalzoid. They are still currently bright red. You're gonna want to wait a few minutes to pick that back up.
Well, thank you very much. That's appreciated.
I just want to mention, I don't know why, but I have two separate Digizoids. One says free Digizoid, the other one says Digizoid. I don't remember what's happened here.
What?
Well, yeah, there's two. There's the one that we got for free, and then there's the one that we paid for.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you do have 3. Did you buy the? No, because there was only 3. That's from the.
Yeah, we only needed 2 because I have an egg.
Yes, that 3 Digizoid probably was from when you were in the thing still, the beetle and stuff.
Wait.
Because Jokermon had to take one because he owed someone something. He gave you one for free, and then you bought the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have 2. 2 is the correct number.
I will just swap the free to another.
Apollomon will then move the chair back to where it was and flip the mural around to the other side again, so it's blank and there's nothing there. He will sit down in the chair. I would suggest 1, not mentioning this to anybody, but 2, also don't go around telling people about volcanic Dramon.
Yeah, that seems wise.
He's treated as a myth for a reason because he hardly ever comes here.
Yeah, it's probably better on average when that's the case.
However, I will ask that you send a message and another Digimon that's not Blue Marimon, because otherwise it would light up in flames. comes over and hands specifically we'll say Centauromon, he'll hand you a letter. Just it's like a rookie Digimon. We'll hand you a letter. If you can, please, when you get the chance to hand this letter over to Junomon.
Yeah, we can do that when we're back in the main city.
Normally I would handle this because it involves volcanic Dramon, but I'm gonna be busy, as well as she technically has reign over that island now.
Yeah, no worries, and thank you for helping us out and for letting us know what's going on.
Definitely.
Before you leave, I do have a question. Are any of you mechanically proficient?
Somewhat, depending on what you mean.
We may need assistance in finding better system for our city, or finding a better way to, have metal process that it won't melt under Volkdramon's heat.
Mm.
Or volcanic Dramon's heat. Volkdramon is a different Digimon.
Yep. Yeah, it gets confusing. That unfortunately is not something that I would have any experience with.
Unfortunate.
We are likely to go back to my hometown down south at some point, so I can ask around there because there are definitely folks there who'd have the knowledge. Just I don't think I know I don't, and I'm not sure any of three of us would.
We have sent word to forgetting what his name, who had of Volcanusmon in the city down in the Metal City, which I assume is what you're referring to.
Yeah.
It's how we have lots of the things that we do, especially this thing here. He kind of puts like a hand on like the giant capsule.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
It's more of a, we need more hands and less brawn, if for lack of a better way for me explaining it, because my god. uh yeah. So if there's anything you want to ask or and not, you can be led back out of the mansion.
I'm okay to go, I would say.
Yeah.
Any questions for, the Olympus member that is just sitting there?
I mean, not really. He explained what was going on with the volcanic Dramon. There's not much that we can help out with, and he gave us a thing to do. Are we supposed to have questions for him?
No, I'm just curious. It is an Olympus member who, is very important. So it's just, if you had anything
Yeah, but
specific
I
you wanted
mean,
to know.
we're not important, so I don't know what we would have to ask him.
All right. Then you are led back out of the mansion and out through the front gates, which close behind you. And it is now kind of started to turn to night because you've been out basically all day. So I assume you rest for the night and then head out in the morning.
That would probably be smart, yeah.
Would any of you like to go back to talk to Master Tyrannomon and tell him you're good and you don't need to help? You don't really need his help anymore.
Oh yeah, absolutely, we should do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
He says, "Well, meeting with the Olympus member and having him do it is more of an honor than what he could do." So,
Apologies about that.
he did not hear anything. He he says that if you're ever looking for some labor work to get some money, to come back.
We could do that. Thank you.
Okay. Then I would like all of you, while you are sleeping for the night, to roll me a bravery check, please.
Okay.
That's 14, 18, and 15, I'm assuming.
Yeah, 18 for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fifth.
You have nothing happened to you during the night, so
Hooray.
some of you, I mean, one of you is probably a little sweaty. But with that being said, at this point, you have to probably head back to HQ to make that announcement from Jupitermon.
Yes. That seems correct.
So, dun, dun, about there-ish. Uh, uh, sorry, Blintmon, but I'm gonna need an endurance check from you, or you're gonna need to. Okay, you let me finish, but okay, you're fine then. You you can make it to the edge of the volcanic area and not be I would say sweating, but you're a machine. Have your circuitry malfunction.
I am not melting.
Yep. All of you just make roll a d100 once and specify high or low.
Let's go high. Damn.
Go low. Oh.
Law, what did you choose? Sorry.
I said low.
Okay. Uh, Shadow and Kaz, I need both your Digimons to roll me dodge checks, my friends.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Eight.
11.
No, I said a dodge check, like like dodging an attack.
Okay.
You did this the last time this happened too.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I forgot. What do I do for that?
In your character,
Okay. The dodge.
the dodge,
The
yeah.
dodge thing. Okay.
Okay. Blintmon. Oop. Didn't put a roll on that. Okay. And okay. As you guys are traveling by this past this series of volcanoes right here, there's a slight eruption and falling rocks of magma come falling at you, uh, and both of you are able to dodge out of the way, and luck is on your side, Centauromon, as none of them seem to come towards you.
Love to hear that.
Thankfully, the both of you are able to dodge out of the way of them. The one going after Tyrannomon almost hits him, but he's been here long enough to know that you can know how. You've had to do it a couple times, let's just say. But yeah, you will rest there at the edge of there for tonight, I believe, because I believe one of you is too slow to go any further. You know who you are. Uh,
Me?
Sorry, I only have 4 legs. It makes me
it,
slow.
it was not you. It was, in fact, Tyrannomon.
Oh, I was confused. I'm sorry.
It's because I'm a prehistoric dinosaur, isn't it?
No, it's because you're big and fat and heavy.
Okay.
Uh,
Wow, that's a little bit rude. I thought you were above throwing insults like that. I'm gonna be honest.
you
That's
can't you can't hear the word of God. Shut up. But thankfully from here on out you won't have to worry. Blimon, you won't have to worry about traveling through fire and worrying about having to do extra food and stuff. Please make sure you
Hooray.
do. Uh, uh, I believe you were out of the cold food because you ate it before you guys got when you got there, right? I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
I think so.
We had some of
yeah.
it, yeah.
But I'm just going to just slightly move this along because nothing's going to happen to you uh, unless you're looking for trouble. But
Not especially.
it's going to take you 24, and you can move like point. What would that be? Because it's a mile, 0.5 of a mile less. So that's one. Uh, two. Uh, duh, 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 three. Okay, it's about 3.5 days to get back. Just in time as the next day is that this announcement is going to happen. I would like all of you to just give me one last bravery check.
All of us?
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent. All right, so this is perfect. So all of you in the night have a dream. Uh, specifically, both Blintmon and Centaurimon have a similar dream that they did a long time ago, where they seem to be controlling a body, but sometimes it's awkward to move it. Like one part of you doesn't work sometimes.
Mhm.
However, Kaz, you now have a dream where you are on the ground, and you're pretty beat up. Please give me a perception check.
Okay. This is a dream. Oh,
Oh,
wrong thing.
that's first of all, that's only 3d6. Second of all, that's too many dice. Okay. So that's
That's
11.
the wrong thing.
That's fine. 11 will give you what can I give you with an 11? Um you don't know whether it's cuz you haven't been inflicted with wounds, or the fact that your body is bigger than it normally is. But you can't seem to lift yourself off of the ground. Um, and you kind of like kind of try to really force your head to like look up as you see a giant cloud of like that weird coding that you keep seeing from the Digimon and stuff. The what you now know as the X program. Uh, Flying kind of over your head towards something, but you can't turn your head around to see what it's being what it's going towards. However, it's kind of clouded in darkness, but you're closer than the other two in this dream. But I'm not gonna say that's technically out of game knowledge, you see a very large figure in the shadow, probably about the same size, maybe even slightly bigger than the Olympus members themselves. So that's bigger than gargantuan. If the thing exists, if it doesn't, it does now. Uh, and out of its mouth, which it's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like it's coming out of its mouth, is swaths of this uh, X program data flowing out of its mouth. And then you wake up. Okay? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah,
I just woke up.
you got you guys return back to Olympus HQ with half a day left over. You know that boop. You'll know that the tomorrow is when Jubermont is supposedly supposed to give this sort of announcement for something, but you can guess what it is because you already talked about it. So what do you do with the rest of your day as you return back to HQ? If anything.
Nothing really in mind. I mean, we need to deliver that letter.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the big thing.
You would have to go probably do what you did before and go up to the gates, hand off the letter, and they'll put it in that secret compartment that's probably still filled with a bunch more letters.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just make sure they know who it's from. So
Yep,
if
they
it
put
doesn't
it.
get
They
delivered
put it
on time,
on.
it's not our fault.
They put it on top of the pile.
Okay, good.
Um, and yeah. So anything else? But anything else you want to do for the rest of today?
I'm assuming there's nobody at the market stalls this time.
Uh, uh. In fact, there is no one at the market stalls. As you are coming in, there's kind of been a you were told there's kind of been a lockdown for non-brigade members coming into town now.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Guess I'll just chill in the pub then.
Just all of you, just for the hell of it, so I can just do a random thing. All of you, roll me a knowledge check.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's just you, Kaz, is left. 9. That's 12. Yeah, 8 and Law got what's that? 13, 14?
14, yeah.
Yeah, just for the hells of it, because it's just a random thing anyways. You think Jokermon totally could get in with this lockdown going on.
I mean, probably, yeah.
But you don't see him at all. When you do return to the pub, though, several of the Digimon are back because obviously you've all been recalled. One thing different you will probably notice, and I think I made tokens for them specifically. Let me just make sure. I gotta find the tokens because they're not on the map, but I do think I have the 2 of them. I just gotta find them if I can remember what their names are, which I don't. There we go. You see on stage, if you go into the pub area of the headquarters, barracks or whatever, uh, three figures. First of all, uh, Sister Mon's seal, who in her awakened form that has not changed. She's looks like she's permanently stuck in that form now. But however, you also see uh, two other figures in here, and I'm actually gonna delete their older tokens. And I know I not make one. I think I did, and I just didn't upload the token. Yeah, I think I just don't have the token. That's okay. I can do that later. I know I made the token, but whatever. You see Noir and Blank on the stage as well, and they also look to both be different as well.
Just like the same transformation, basically.
Yeah, awakened mode is basically what it is.
Yeah. Just in game, I don't necessarily know that I would know
Yeah,
what that
in game
is.
you don't really know what that is, but they do look different. But
Well, glad that they're doing well. That's the important thing. She didn't succumb to the goop or whatever.
I specifically don't have her. Okay. I would like you, Centarumon, to roll me a perception check. Actually, yeah, perception check first.
16.
Excellent. Then I would like you to roll me a computer check.
Okay. 18.
While it isn't quite noticeable yet, like I mentioned last time, lots of the Digimon have started taking a chain in the pub and other places you're walking around, have started to once again have changes that are happening slowly to their outward appearance.
Mm-hmm.
And you also now notice that on Tyrannomon again, that those parts on his body has grown even more than normal.
Yeah, I mean, presumably close to transforming.
So, anything you want to do? That's just random knowledge stuff. Anything you guys want to do? You're just gonna hang out and chill and do stuff.
Probably like make small talk with some of these folks here who we recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Like chat with the sister Mons a little bit, but nothing like specific for me at least.
Tyrannomon, Blimpmon, anything specific you would like to do?
No. No. Maybe. Just hang out at the bar, I guess.
All right, Blimpmon, anything specific?
About the same, to be honest. I'm just gonna hang out and
well, you guys
chat
are
around.
boring. Right. Well, you guys are boring.
Yep.
But
well, what the fuck are we supposed to do?
I don't know, man. Learn things.
I'm going to shoot the first thing I see.
I'm gonna talk to the barkeep and see what he knows.
Just that he's
talk to Octomon.
Octomon basically will tell you that he doesn't know what Jupitermon is planning, but he's basically preparing for a festival. That's his default. He's gonna prepare for a festival because he doesn't know what's happening. So he's making as much food as he possibly can with his chefs and stuff.
Okay.
But if that is all, then we will move to the next day, wherein I'm gonna drag literally everybody on this map, and just know that this is not the same as what it would be, because you would actually not be in this area. You would be most likely in like one of the larger open areas that they have. That's not like near like the gates or whatever.
Mhm.
Uh, Obviously, too, because if Supermon is giving a an announcement, there's gonna be need space for him, as well as the many other Digimon that I'm not putting tokens down on the ground for. Uh, Let me just say, if take the amount of tokens that all of you are right over here right now, and probably multiply it by like 5 times, or maybe even more than that. There's a lot. Let's just say that there's a lot.
Makes
There
sense.
there is a relatively large crowd going on, of varying different shapes and sizes of and different Digimon. Um, and if I have his token, which I should, but I think I'm just gonna grab it from, unless I did not do that, so I'm just gonna grab him from this one where you met him the first time, in quotes, the first time. Uh, and then after like there's been like whispering and wondering what this announcement's going to be. You three probably like, I think we know what's going on. It's actually several of the people on this thing down here probably know what's going on. Specifically, like, I don't know, those people and then that guy. Um, as Junimon comes kind of just from the castle, the direction of the castle, and kind of like floats down uh, into the courtyard of where you are, and everyone as he comes down is incredibly quiet. No one says anything, um, and as he comes down, several demon-looking Digimon and several angel Digimon uh, come down and basically land in front of him. Really, honestly, unnecessary. Uh, but they take their job seriously. Um, and he says, uh, "Thank you, everyone, for returning and staying in H headquarters here. I know lots of you are probably wondering why I even would come down from the castle on top of the mountain where I keep watch over everything. Um, but I figured this is something that I can't uh, hide from all of you very soon. Myself and the other Olympus members, especially if I had to guess right now, they are about to give this exact or a similar speech to uh, uh, all of their subjects, people of their cities. Something is coming to uh, our continent, Olympia. Something that we, the Olympus members, sealed away a long time ago. I'm sure, especially all of you, have noticed uh, Digimon had been changing over the past few weeks, past month, and you can all probably wondering that none of this is natural. However, what is happening is necessary for what is coming. A long time ago, when we first came to this island, um, we were sent here. Us in the Olympus were sent here by what is known as the creator of the digital world, Yggdrasil. Our task was to eliminate a threat that was on this island that was thought to be eliminated a long time ago. That threat being a program known as the X program. This program sought out Digimon, corrupted them, caused them to enter into a fury, and even eventually destroying them. That was a long time ago, when that actually covered the entirety of the digital world, even outside of our continent. He stops to just think about how he wants to say this, as there's murmurs going around the entire crowd. Now, none of you here in the brigade have to worry about the program, because you have all already been protected by it the moment you entered into the brigade. You see, this island, this continent, was the last strain of this X program. It has already been removed from the rest of the digital world. However, it grew here on this continent slowly over time and became almost another large threat to infecting the digital world again. We, the Olympus 12, came here to combat it, and in the end, we couldn't destroy it completely and had to seal it away. Specifically, sealing it on, and this is me trying to remember how to pronounce this, on Aeon Island, the uninhabitable island just off the coast of our continent. Recently, and we don't know how, the seal that we've been holding the X program back with has been breaking. And over time, while we noticed that the program was seeping over the continent, we, the Olympus members, had been slowly giving every Digimon on this island the X antibody. Now, not all you Digimon will have to have this X antibody. In fact, several Digimon, depending on what you are, can resist it. Much like our guards here, they seem to not affect those of demon or angelic in nature. It does not seem to affect those completely made of machines, or they don't seem to affect us, those who have gotten to and even beyond the pinnacle of Digimon. Now, I know all of you probably have concerns and questions, and I will be willing to answer them all. Just note that in the coming days, things on this island, on this continent, will change, and it'll be up to you to stop the spread of the X program across our continent from affecting those who can't protect themselves against this new threat. And that is where I'm going to stop the session. Because all of you now will have to make your ultimate characters.
All right.
We are having a 4-month time skip. 2 months into that, you three are one of the few Digimon that actually are evolving into Ultimate, because of the various situations that you've been in, some dire, some very very sticky situations that have happened. You've done more than the average brigade member does, and your experience shows it, as you were one of the few. you that actually digivolve into Ultimate permanently if you so wish. Because this game makes it so that if you want, you can do digivolving at certain points in like the battle. I think it's a complex action to do it or something for a train or for a tamer to do or something like that. So it would just end up being a complex action for you to do it. I think.
All
I think.
right.
Okay.
That being said, during that time, those of you who have who are going to be using the Digizoid, you're free to do that, and that well, yeah, no, yeah, you are free to use that and add that to your character sheet. It is not going to be a bonus thing. You still have to use a quality stuff to get to use it. Law, if you are still using the egg, you'll basically have to go to frick, I can't remember what her name is now. Frickin' Sarah spawn again for her to use the egg on you.
Okay. Then yeah, I would be doing that.
Mm-hmm. And you specifically get on one of your attacks, you get a free Digizoid for a weapon.
Okay, just on one attack.
On a attack, yes.
Okay, can I take the Digizoid weapon thing in general though?
Uh, well, it would be no, because it would be on a weapon, right? So it would not be on an attack. It would be any attack involving that weapon.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, so it'll be a bow that I have when I
Yeah.
digivolve.
It'll be
So
on
okay,
the magically transporting back to you arrows that you have.
okay.
Because I assume that's how it would work, anyways. So yeah.
Probably. I don't really know.
So for those of you that really care, I can make tokens, but just send me if you have a picture that you want to use for a new token. Let me know. At preferably, before next Monday.
Yep.
Indeed.
But yeah. Where so I'm gonna do one last thing. I think what's going to happen is, so basically I let's do this. Uh, actually, no, we'll kind of go over it, but we'll assume that the three of you at one point have gone down to Astali City to the south here and did that to get the weapons after you've evolved, because it's 2 months in and then you are digivolving. During that time, a couple things. Kaz, you're still doing X antibody stuff, right? Your
Yeah.
X antibody transfer on. So you remember? I have that in. Do I have it in something specific, or do I have it? I don't remember if I have it in. I'll have to put it up. Let me put the thing in another handout so you guys can read what the X antibody thing does. I gotta remember where I put it in because I can't remember. I think it was this. Was it this? No, it wasn't that. It was before evolving to ultimate. That's what it was. Yeah, I can just make that common. I can just edit that so that you guys can see that. Boop. Boop. Boop, just for that. And I'll put that into handouts instead of the separate thing. So, Kaz for free, you already have the X antibody thing. So that's for free. So that's not gonna cost you any extra DP to use because you are an X antibody Digimon.
Okay.
Remember, the two of you can technically get that thing. It does cost DP to do since you are not X antibody. I'll say it costs because I don't have it written down there. Do I? I do not. Actually, let me just make sure I don't have it in here. Blah blah blah. Chosen X version developed after the conflict. Players 15. So I'm just reading really quickly in my notes specifically. Stuff Digimon, blah blah blah. I have an entire thing for myself. I probably should put that into the thing here. When this they can have the X already or not in some cases. I can't believe I spelled that wrong. I spelled Shadow. I spelled your name wrong. Not sorry. Probably because I was just typing so fast. I just mistyped. Evolves. Yeah. Yeah, so if you want to use an X antibody as something like as a weapon on a weapon or on an armor, you'll have to come up with a way to do that, and it will cost you DP to do that. It's like putting a Digimetal Zoid on something.
Mhm.
Okay.
Here we go. This is. Let's see here. Yeah, here we go. Pure machine, and you're being a pure machine, right? Their Shadow. You're not being a cyborg or anything like that,
Um,
because it is important.
I think I may stick with pure machine.
Okay. Yeah, you'll need to find a way to apply X antibody to themselves, or all right. This is the last line of this I have for you, Shadow. Uh, if you transform into a cyborg or something that's of the sort, he will need to find a way to apply the X antibody to themselves again, or be destroyed by the X program.
Alright,
That
well,
sounds a
good
bit
thing you're
easier.
not a cyborg.
Uh, you said you're gonna be that. Which gives him. Yes. Okay. Kaz, before you decide to become an ultimate, how many does it normally require to be an ultimate? People remind me.
What do you mean?
Because it normally required to have 15 DP before you can go into ultimate. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Yes.
Okay. So Kaz, because of the way I have the X antibody working in here, um, because I had this written down, and I'm gonna go by with what I have written down and not with what I've said. Um, if you want to, because you are taking on the X antibody permanently, you will have to have 3 more DP, which reminds me each of you gain a DP in addition to what you would have. You'll need 2 more DP to permanently stay in Triceramon Ultimate X antibody. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to for right now stay in as Tyrannomon X antibody, and then 2 more
Okay.
DP you'll be able to permanently stay in Triceramon X antibody. That's
Okay.
kind of like the balance where I kind of had to do, where you permanently have both the damaging X program and resisting X program, whereas if you take it, you have to like use actual DP to use it without being permanently having it. That's kind of like the balance I had to do for it, because this doesn't exist in the thing. This is literally, I've made this up.
All right.
Let's see. Law. This is the problem. So, yeah, its problem is normally is the game just free form, blah blah blah. Backstory even. Yeah, theories granted. Sarasmon. Uh, yes. So because of what you're changing to with Sarasmon, you become a god man. I believe, right? Is that what it is?
Oh, I
Or
believe
what?
that's what Sagittarimon is, yeah.
Yes. So basically, you shed your both your cyborg and your animal things, which means you just naturally resist the X program. Obviously, not so much as someone with the X antibody, but you almost about the same. So if you want to put X antibody on your body or on a weapon, just note that you can only when you take it, you can only do it once because
Okay.
it is coming. That goes for you as well, Shadow, because you are only able to doing once because one, you're getting it from the Olympus members, specifically Jupitermon and Junomon, right? So because you've done a lot of excellent stuff for them, they're allowing you to have this extra bonus on top of your stuff. If you want to do that onto a weapon or armor or whatever you get for that, it will cost you 2 DP to do.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, that was long-winded, and now I'm going to stop recording.